our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PIMAJTED.org. That's PIMAJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Now Jabari gets it. He's looking, holding above his head, still looking, gets it to Durant. KD to his right. 3 seconds to go. A three on the way. He got it. Kevin Durant from downtown with 0.3 of a second remaining gives the Rockets a 3-point lead, 100-97. And the crowd at Toyota Center absolutely loves it.
Well, they should. It ended up being a victory for the Rockets.
Damn you, KD. Damn you.
Welcome back in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are here for your listening and dancing pleasure until 4 o'clock. Okay, so the game last night was a lot of fun to watch.
Sure was.
And it came down once again to a buzzer beater. You and Rock telling me yesterday, well, you only need to watch the last 2 minutes.
Did we prove our point?
No. Because the game was sensational even till we got to that point.
It was. I mean, the Suns started off.
I know you watched it. I know.
Everybody's going back to back. And the Suns are probably going to get hammered because Houston's beat them handily the first couple of times this season. One time without KD and the other time with KD. And you're like, wow, they're up by 4.
Yeah.
They even it up. They're up by 10. They even it up, and then you saw the Rockets go up by, 10 at one time. Then the Suns come back. I love the playoff atmosphere midway through the year now, right? Here we're into January.
Right.
We're on the back half of the season, but you're just going back and forth. But the thing that makes you feel good is that you've got an entire Suns team that can help you win. If Goodwin's not hitting the free ball, O'Neal is. If Brooks not hitting the free ball, Brooks not having a good game, you've got guys that are picking you up.
Sure.
And you got guys that are playing defense. You got guys that are playing hard. You brought this up earlier, Jimmy, that at least they're playing hard and they're being competitive. And you could be down by 10 or 15 or 24.
And they're not out of
it. And it's amazing to be in the NBA to see a team up by, let's say, 15 with 4 or 5 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. Then if that other team makes a run, this thing could go down to the wire, and it did last night.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I mean, it really was. And look, I know that Suns fans, oh, God, JD beat us. Well, that's what he does. He's a walking bucket and has been his entire career. Now, after the game, this got really, really interesting because Manuch, I think, talked about it earlier when we just came on the air, how KD kind of opened up his soul a little bit. He had been guarded in so many of his responses, and both Manuch and I and Roc understand that. But he opened up about the Suns following the win by the Rockets last night.
Does it mean any more to you to be able to hit that one against your former guys?
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? A place that I didn't want to leave, and my first time being I don't want to sound too dramatic, but I will, to be kicked out of a place, you know what I'm saying? And felt like that, you know, I've been scapegoated, you know what I'm saying, for the issues we had as a team last year. Yeah, it felt good to beat them and hit a game-winning shot, but that's all it is. It's not just for the moment, you know. It's something tomorrow I won't even think about, you know. So it was a fun game. Like I said, of course, yeah, I felt you play with a little chip on your shoulder against your former team, especially when they trade you.
Manuch, he got choked up.
Yeah,
he had to catch himself.
Yeah. You could tell he was upset.
Yeah.
He really liked Phoenix, and he expressed that. He expressed that during his 3 years he was here at the Suns. He loved being here. He felt he could be a good foundation. And the term being kicked out of Phoenix, I think that's emotion.
Yes.
That's a little strong.
But that's his opinion.
Yeah, it is. He wasn't kicked out. He was traded for the benefit of the team, and that's the NBA. Now, I think what I also hear is there's a lot of pride that was hurt in him being traded like that.
Agreed.
I mean, there's other places he's been where he's somewhat telegraphed he wanted to leave.
New Jersey.
Oklahoma City, wanted to leave, went to the Warriors. So it's kind of like, well, Katie, hold on a second. When the shoe's on the other foot, when this team needs to trade you to go get a 2-for-1 that's going to benefit the team and hopefully get them back to the playoffs, it's kind of contradictory where you've been before.
Right.
Now, you wanted away from the Brooklyn Nets. You wanted out of OKC. You know how many times you politic to get out or ask to be traded. Now you're comfortable. Now you're home. The irony of it all is you got a place you really like. You like the city. You like the organization. That you're being felt that you're being kicked out. No, they had to make the trade.
They did
to go get the benefactor of the team.
They had to.
Nothing personal here, Katie.
Exactly. They had to change up everything. They had to, Manuch. They didn't have a choice. I just thought that was probably one of the most open, emotional statements I've ever heard from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, when he did that pause, to your point, I really felt that pause to kind of gather himself and gather his emotions.
Yeah, I thought he was joking up.
Yeah, and I thought kicked out a little strong. I think Scapegoat also very, very strong. The way I looked at it, the way I watched KD, I said he did a hell of a job for this team. For his 3 years, started off with a rolled ankle. Took him forever to get started after the trade.
Right.
But he had his average. He had his rebounds.
It wasn't like he didn't play well.
No,
he did.
Not at all.
It just did not work.
It did not work with
Yeah.
Bill, Booker, and him.
Didn't work.
And I just think that it's a little contradictory that you're feeling sour grapes and you're feeling that you're the scapegoat. When the shoe is on the other foot, you wanted out of particular cities to go to another city because you felt the grass was greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But the irony of it is just when the grass is greener with the Suns and their water and fertilizing, well, we got to trade you. Nothing personal, but we need these other two guys to help this team grow, to help the grass grow.
They needed to get younger.
Yes.
And they needed, although you wouldn't know it with Jalen Green's injury, but I feel like it's like Green right now is the second coming of Bradley Beal since we've seen him one time, and that's it.
But look at KD. He's 37, and he's above his average.
He's balling.
He's balling. So I don't think it was getting younger. I think it was the need was to go get two.
They had to get that younger.
Well, I'm just saying they got a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
And Houston had, I'm sure they worked out a lot of deals. There was some probably 3-way, 4-way, 25-way, different ways to make it happen. But yeah, they got younger, but they also got two. You got a bona fide guard, bona fide forward,
Right.
that they needed. So now they got 5 complete players for this Suns team. By the way, did you stop the presses last night? Mark Williams went back-to-back games. 21 minutes.
Yeah, did you see what he scored?
Well, he scored 4 points.
5 points.
He got 8 rebounds. But the thing was, we are making progress with Mark Williams. The hell with low management and back-to-back. The kid's 23.
I know. That's what I said.
I watched it and started laughing. Wait a second. Did hell freeze over? I didn't get the memo. Good for Mark Williams.
Yeah, he scored 4 points.
But to finish up on KD, I think that's a little disingenuous what he said about kicked out and scapegoat. I don't feel that way. Yeah, but I just think I think that's emotion. If you would really think about it, you know what? It's a good trade for the Suns. It's a good trade for me.
Well, yeah, he's in a good spot.
He's in a good spot.
They have a very talented team. Şengün did not play last night. He's their best player, and they still found a way to win the game.
Here's how when you psychoanalyze somebody's comments, go deeper into that, like psychology.
We're going real deep here, huh?
I just think that he felt he was at a place he wanted to be.
Yeah.
He was comfortable. He was contributing. And then bang, hey, KD, we got to trade you.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I mean, I think a lot of pride.
Probably.
Had to get involved with that.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I say, I hear you, but I think it's a little disingenuous to the business side of the NBA.
All right.
It caught up to him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I loved what he said. I really did. I thought the emotion factor, it was honest emotion coming out of his mouth last night. This portion of the show brought to you by G2G Protein Bars. Hey, it's G2G Protein Bars. They are game changers. They're fresh, no preservatives stored in the fridge. This is not your average stale protein bar. Ooh, I hate those. You can check them out in the refrigerated section at Costco or go online, g2gbar.com. That's G2gbar.com. Okay, when we come back, we're going to dive into ASU football because sideline reporter Kevin Turner is going to join us. We're going to put a bow on a season that was, and then we'll look forward to what is on the horizon this coming spring. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620. Let's get you to a local ESPN Sports Center update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Cardinals have fired head coach Jonathan Gannon after 3 seasons following a 3-14 finish in 2025 that included an 0-6 record in the NFC West. General Manager Monty Ossenfort will now lead the search for a new head coach. In college football, Arizona State added former Kentucky quarterback Cutter Boley and former Colorado wide receiver Omarion Miller from the transfer portal, giving the program a major boost heading into next season. Make plans on Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 19th, to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from the DraftKings TPC Scottsdale for the College Football National Championship. Join the guys from 1 to 4 as they break down the biggest game of the year and get you set before kickoff. Great atmosphere, big screens, and championship-level football talk. All happening at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. Kevin Turner, next.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today. Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they broadcast live before the National Championship from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale on Monday, January 19th. Watch college football's biggest game in an electric atmosphere with massive wall-to-wall screens, great food and drinks, and a full sportsbook experience. Get there early, grab a seat, and soak in the energy. From VIP cabanas to the outdoor patio and fire pits, the road to a national title runs through Scottsdale. Monday, January 19th at DraftKings with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from ESPN Radio 620. Must be 21 years or older to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Let's
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we're going to put a little wrap on ASU football, the portal, recruiting, what took place in the bowl game, all of that.
I told you the first one in 92 would win that Duke ASU game.
It was exciting. There's no question about that. And he had a firsthand look at it down on the sideline. That is ASU sideline reporter. It's Kevin Turner. You've heard him on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B the entire season. We always love having KT on the show. Welcome back, pal. Just kind of assess what you saw in the bowl game and how it played out.
Exciting game. I mean, what was not to like about that? Over 600 yards of production. Jeff Sims looked like a first-round quarterback prospect. We knew it was there. And, boy, when he maintains possession of the football, he's got great deep ball accuracy, layers it very well. He's got great escapability, good command and control. That was, for me, I think everybody got their money's worth in that one. Certainly I did. It was a lot of fun to call the game, and it was unfortunate at the end. I felt bad for Jason Brown, our young freshman. He had such an outstanding game. There was a poignant moment at the end of the game. We were just about to have Kenny on the post-game show, and Jason was inconsolable. A couple of teammates were kind of helping him, regain his constitution. He was upset with a fumble, and then Kenny, out of the corner of his eye, just about before we were going to bring him on the air for the post-game comments on our on 620, Kenny, just out of the corner of his eye, just saw Jason, upset and just embraced him. It was a very poignant moment, emotional for both Kenny and for Jason. And Kenny just reassured him, hey, we wouldn't have been in that game without your effort. So pretty cool to see, a head coach at that level, at a grassroots, really embrace and protect his player. And for that, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kenny and, for so many reasons, not just that, but his coaching acumen. Obviously he had a big hand in the play call selection in that game. He had the communications waist belt on with a quarterback, and he and Marcus Arroyo were doing a great job collaborating on play selection, sequencing of calls, and we saw a tremendous result with a bunch of third and fourth string guys, specifically a makeshift, young, very athletic, tapered. I'll call them tapered. You look at their legs, their athleticism, their quickness. I thought the offensive line did an amazing job with Clem on the left tackle and Makai Stewart. And, of course, Helton's been in the middle there. And Makula Pule did a fine job. And then Champ Westbrooks had a few pancake blocks out on the perimeter. So very impressed with this new offensive line, and the future, in my mind, looks extraordinarily bright, especially with some of the new additions we'll see coming in here in the next few days. And we've already had a few announcements. So, namely Omarion Miller, the freaking freak from Colorado. That's an exciting get there, and the quarterback that we pick up from Kentucky, Cutter Boley.
Yeah. KT, it was fun to see the energy and excitement. And when we all realized that Kenny was involved in the play calling with Coach Arroyo, you just kind of went, wow. I mean, it had a whole different life or feel, formations and motion. And for so many young guys to be involved and I quite frankly be that precise with the offense was very, very impressive. And of course, with Sims as your leader directing traffic in the running game, I was impressed. I'm like, Kenny, next year, keep the headset on and just do that, as you mentioned, collaborate with your offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you think about it. That is really, his stock and trade. And to his point, he said, he's busy being an administrator and the CEO, so he doesn't have all that time and the bandwidth to do all those things that it takes to really drill down on sequencing, pace, cadence, substitution patterns. And with the time off between the U of A game and the end of the year, you have almost 5 weeks of time to assess, align, and then execute a game plan. And my goodness, what a difference. It wasn't NASCAR pace, but there was a sense of urgency. And Sims was deadly accurate on some of his perimeter passes. Our receivers were catching everything the first time. They weren't bobbling balls, and we were hitting, our GT counter really, really well. And it wasn't so much zone blocking as it was, just getting a hat on a hat and leveraging, where the opportunities existed. So if you're inside, you take that inside leverage. If he's on, you push him away from where the ball is going. If he's away, you got to reach out and be athletic. And that's what I thought on the away blocks, this new offensive line were able to do quicker, great footwork, excellent technique. And you got to give Sanga Tuatele, the offensive line coach, a tremendous amount of credit for schooling those guys up for this game.
How about the Sun Bowl experience? What a very nice crowd, a good crowd that turned out for this game. I was not that I was surprised, because I've been to the Sun Bowl, several times. My ex-in-laws live down there, so it was always fun to go down there. Great day and a great turnout.
Yeah, 100%. The community, it's like we talked about in the pregame show, it is their marquee sporting event. So the entire city really rallies around, that event. They don't have any other professional sports down there. They don't have, a racetrack. They don't do off-road racing. They don't have a basketball professional team, hockey, or any of those things. Obviously UTEP is the show in town, but when you bring in marquee talent like that, the city really embraced it. And I'll tell you, we traveled extraordinarily well. It was obviously like a 4-to-1 ratio of ASU to Duke fans there. And obviously it's a 45-minute plane flight from Sky Harbor to El Paso. So easy place to get to for Sun Devil fans, but that affiliation goes away. This is the last year. So that's it. We'll see what, hopefully we're in the playoffs next year. We don't have to worry about going to the Sun Bowl.
By the way, did you jump into the Frosted Flakes Bowl by any chance?
Yeah, well, it's great. That was funny. That was great stuff.
Yeah. That is, those moments for those kids. And I was thinking about it, the guys that stayed the course, that had an opportunity to opt out, and some of our seniors that played that had those moments, those are priceless.
Yes. Yeah.
And, on national TV, I thought it was cool, and that's what the postseason's all about. It's about development, it's about showcasing, and it's about having fun. And I think ASU, checked all those boxes. Certainly we would have loved the win, but, man, we played like winners all afternoon. So I tip my hat to that entire group of young men that stayed the course, the young guys. There were 9 players that got their first-time starts, and the coaching staff had our guys ready to play.
They were ready to play, and it was a highly entertaining game. Okay, let's move on then to the portal. And you referenced Omarion Miller. Let's start with him.
He's a dude.
He is a dude out of Colorado, and he was their best wide receiver. That is a tremendous get by Kenny Dillingham.
Oh, my goodness. When you think about his physicality, his size, his catch radius, his ability to block his just overall physicality. He reminds me of, who do you think? Hines Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting. I saw Hines and Jordan Tyson at midfield while we were doing our pregame show. A lot of the guys come out, 2 hours before kickoff, and they're just in their shorts, or they're just loosening up, and they're not dressed. They got their headsets on, and I saw Omarion Miller run over to embrace Jordan Tyson. They were talking, 3 are all talking together with Hines Ward. And I thought, I wonder, if there's ever a chance that we could ever have a guy like that, he would be a perfect fit, because he's very much out of the same mold as a Hines Ward. Now, I'm not suggesting there was any, malfeasance, because you see coaches talking to other players. Yeah. There's relationships, and everybody knows everybody. And certainly with Jordan coming from Colorado, and I don't know to what extent they had a relationship prior to, but in any event, I did make a mental note of that, and here we are, in early January, and he's going to be a Sun Devil next fall. That's exciting to me.
You being that fine businessman you are, you kind of connected those dots before they brought the electricity, right? You kind of plugged it in, and you kind of went, oh yeah, that was going on. Hey, before I let you go, talk about Cutter Boley. I just watched him a little bit, watched some of the tape on a big, tall, lanky kid, strong arm. Who will he be competing with come springtime?
Well, I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of competition, quite frankly. I think it's, when you pay a guy, 7 figures to come in, he's going to be the guy. So got a couple, obviously, our freshmen coming in from El Paso, and I don't think Cam Dyer, I think he's going to be certainly he'll be competing for time. He'll be, in my mind, he's probably the number 2 guy. Remember, he's coming off a pretty gnarly knee injury, and he just started, working out at full speed about 6 weeks ago. So he's still trying to get his land legs underneath him. So I think Cam Dyer would be clearly the number 2 in that scenario, but I think it's his job. Clearly, they're not going to pay a guy 7 figures to. I think he wanted like 2 is the whisper price I'm hearing out there to stay at Kentucky, and they offered him $1 million. He said, adios, and we got it. So Kenny recruited him. Again, this is all hearsay. I'm not going to represent this. This is just what you hear on the internet and pundits, but some of this stuff is not far from being accurate.
Well,
but
if it's
that's just the going rate, a 7-figure for a quarterback is sort of the minimum wage right now for a quarterback. I know he had a number of interceptions, but he's big, he's physical, and he has the ability to turn the corner and get loose. He's quite the specimen. Not so much as Nick McClarity, is that how you say it? Our 6'7" power forward.
McClarity, 6'7", 255. KT, get it right. 6'7", 255. Punter / tight end / defensive end. Yeah, Nick McClarity.
Yeah, just line him up, put a box over his head, and play building with him.
There you go, man. Hey, look, Manuch and I both wanted to say thank you for all of your great work, not only on the Arizona State Sports Network, but on this show. We always appreciated you coming on. We always appreciated your insights as well.
So now you'll hand it off to that other guy, that Kyle Dodd guy that's over there with the broadcasting that round ball. So he takes over for KT. He'll never replace you, KT. He's kind of that ancillary sport guy that we got to get on. God bless him.
Yeah, but he has street cred that I never had. He actually did. I just talked about, Mr. Sideline, who's pretty good analyzing from the sideline. The reason why I spent my entire career on the sideline. You guys know that.
Hey, you and me both, brother. You and me both.
Carrying that clipboard.
That's why we're such great analysts.
KT, that was awesome, pal. Enjoy your few days off, okay?
All right, boys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. That Kevin Turner, sideline reporter. He's always on the show during ASU football. It's always a pleasure, and we truly enjoy having him on this program once a week. He's presented today by Vans Golf Shops, serving golfers since 1963. And our unprecedented service and custom club fitting is the cornerstone of our business throughout the Southwest. And we look forward for servicing your golf needs. Once again, that's Vans Golf Shop. All right, a quick timeout. We're coming right back, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, also on the FM dial 98.7 HD2 and on the Arizona Sports app.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net, personal, reliable, and supportive. we offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance, service you can count on.
Sun Devil men's basketball is heating up, and now you can build a ticket plan on your terms. With the Sun Devils mini plan, you choose any 6 home games you want, including the biggest Big 12 matchup of the year, Kansas and Arizona. Lock in the rivalries, circle the heavy hitters, or stack your schedule with weekends that work for you. 6 games, your choice, your vibes, your Sun Devils. Grab your mini plan today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
On February 21st, the Arizona Cardinals Foundation will host the first ever Cardinals Climb. State Farm Stadium will transform into a mountain-like experience with trail-inspired routes for all ages and abilities, raising funds for 4 organizations benefiting Arizona's special needs community: Barrow Neurological Foundation, SARC, Special Olympics Arizona, and Treasure House. Registration is open now at cardinalsclimb.com. Help us make a difference, because together we climb higher.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We go till 4 o'clock. You can't get rid of us that easy. We are here until then. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620. Time to do a little random fact of the day. My esteemed colleague, what do you got?
I got a couple sports random facts today. Well, starting in 1990, this is pretty amazing. Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls never had a 3-game losing streak for 8 years.
That is correct.
Never.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you get a combination of great coaching and outstanding players that you would have thought somewhere along the line there might have been a load management day, a couple flu bug days, or
Not
whatever.
back then.
Not back in those days. And the last but not least, there are exactly 108 stitches.
I did not know that.
On a baseball.
Didn't know that.
And one more random fact.
Okay.
What's the longevity of a baseball in a game? The longevity of baseball in
You
a game.
mean that they use throughout the course of the game?
No, how long does a baseball last? Say I throw out a pitch, one fouls off, I throw it out there. What's the life of that baseball?
I'm going
on average.
Am I saying pitches or innings, or how do you want me to construct it?
Just the baseball. I just threw it to the pitcher. What's the longevity? How many pitches? I'll say how many pitches?
Oh, okay. I'll say 50 pitches.
No, 5 to 7 pitches.
Wow.
Is the longevity of a baseball. So there's your random sports facts of the day.
See, I learned something every time on this show. Let's do a little football at 50 right now, because we want to make sure that it is presented to you by Wright Toyota. Make the right choice with Wright Toyota. Trusted service, a huge selection, and a dealership that puts customers first. Just go online, WrightToyota.com. That's WrightToyota.com. Manuch.
Take a look at the firings from yesterday. There's already some movement going on as far as interviews are concerned. As we said yesterday, the Falcons fired Raheem Morris and general manager Terry Fontenot after another non-playoff season. Now, the key here is they were 8-9.
Yeah.
And they, won 4 of their last 5?
They played really well down the stretch, yeah.
But the key there is non-playoff season. So they're looking for their head coach. We talked about Jonathan Gannon being fired, 3-14 record. Let me just go over the numbers one more time for those folks that thought that he was coming back, and I said probably not going to happen. As I mentioned, 15-36 in 3 years. He's lost the last 9 games in a row. Lost the last 14 out of 15 games. Right? And since the last 7 games of last year, the Cardinals have lost 19 of 24 games. Let that marinate. The last 9 games that they've lost, pretty much you look at it, 6 of those last 9 games, they gave up over 30 points.
Wow.
And by the way, did we see where the Cardinals ended up at? They ended up 9 games back of 3rd place.
3rd place.
Not 1st place, but 3rd place. Wow. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of interest. I hope Michael Bidwell opens the wallet and goes and get a experienced former head coach, experience that knows how to get to playoffs with play. Yes, we got the card.
Yeah, so on that note that you're talking about Michael Bidwell going out to get some people, here are a few requests that the Cardinals have already sent in for their next head coach. They have requested for the Dolphins defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver. They have requested to meet with the 49ers defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh.
Yes.
And they've requested to meet with the Seattle Seahawks, Clint Kubiak.
Yes.
Offensive coordinator. I don't have any problem with those 2 assistants because Saleh has been a former head coach.
He has been a head coach.
And Kubiak's done a hell of a job. But he had personnel. He had people. So you look at that and you just hope that – I hope it's an offensive person. Well, then I like what Roc said yesterday. My first offensive coordinator / former head coach would be Nagy if I'm going down that road.
Remember he said
I'm going down that road if I do that at all. The Browns, we talked about Stefanski.
Yep, I like him.
But they retained Andrew Berry because he's a good yes man for their owner, so they're going to keep him around. We talked about this. This just happened today. Matt Eberflus gets let go as a defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. And you look at also Pete Carroll being let go. I was surprised with this one.
I wasn't.
Yeah, well, why weren't you surprised?
Because they've been terrible. And it appeared to me that Pete had lost the team. And even though the Raiders ended up winning that last game with a walk-off field goal, I just felt that it wasn't going to work. And it wasn't going to get any better.
Too much raw, not enough discipline.
Yes, and I believe that Tom Brady is going to make the call.
Well, and then hiring Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator, that's a bad move from the get-go.
That didn't work either.
That didn't work. It looks like Brady is going to be deeply involved. He owns 5% of that team. Mike McDaniels is still with the Miami Dolphins. A little surprised with that. Tua was caught saying to reporter that it looks as though he'd love to see a fresh start in 2026. Yes, Connor?
Yeah, I'm keeping you guys busy, but the news keeps rolling in. The Lions are now parting ways with offensive coordinator Johnny Morton. So you see another offensive coordinator who's up for grabs.
You know, it's interesting because when Dan Campbell took over the OC calls, I thought about that. And Johnny Morton, former outstanding USC Trojan, Detroit Lion, very good coach, obviously wasn't working. And Campbell took over. You saw that offense really start to get itself in gear.
He's not a guy that I want the Cardinals calling.
No, not at all. The Giants are going to retain Joe Schoen. He's the general manager. He's going to be staying there. Now, this just came down today.
Okay.
Former head coach with the Cardinals and OC with the Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury, has decided to resign. But there was a firing. Defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. has been fired by Dan Quinn. The reason that Cliff Kingsbury wants to move on is to start interviewing. Looks like the Giants are interested in him interviewing him. By the way, Kevin Stefanski is headed to New York to interview. It looks like the Giants and the Titans are interested in interviewing one Cliff Kingsbury.
He's a terrific offensive coordinator in the NFL, but I keep going back to Josh McDaniel, who's had 2 shots being an NFL coach. They both failed in Denver and the Raiders, but he is a sensational OC in New England. I think Kingsbury's cut out to be an OC. And I mean, that's my thought.
I would second that motion.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, we have another hour left on this world-class radio program. We are going to dive into the Cardinals because Bob McManaman will join us at 3:30. Also, Manuch's Clipboard is coming up at 3:15. Don't go anywhere. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN Radio 620 on the FM dial 98.7 HD2. Also on the Arizona Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Hey, Roller here with Wayne from AMCO.
Well, Happy New Year, Roller.
It's a new year, Wayne, and listeners are making new resolutions, eat healthier, go to the gym, save a little money. But what about their cars?
That's right, Roller. Everyone makes personal resolutions, but your car needs a resolution too.
All right, like what?
Stop ignoring the warning signs. You know that check engine light isn't a suggestion. It's your car's cry for help.
Okay, what else?
Well, commit to regular maintenance, fluid changes, brakes, tires. Taking care of the little things prevent big repairs and big expenses later.
That definitely sounds like a money-saving resolution.
I'll say, here's a good one. Don't wait until you're stranded to call AMCO. If something's off with your car, get it checked right away.
So fewer breakdowns, smoother driving, and less stress in 2026.
That's the goal. Start your year right with a car that's right.
A new year, new habits for you and your ride. Google AMCO for your nearest location. That's AMCO, AA-MCO. Transmissions, and a whole lot more.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Final hour of the show. Don't all stand up and applaud. We're not going away that fast. It is presented by Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. In about 10 minutes from now, it is the world-famous Manuch's clipboard.
Damn Skippy.
So we will dive into a lot of things from Manuch's clipboard. But let us begin with the hoop game last night. A shot by Kevin Durant wins it for the Houston Rockets. Manuch, look, I found it to be an entertaining game. I thought that both teams, despite the fact Houston didn't have their best player on the court in Şengün, I thought that the Suns battled. as hard as they possibly could. You were excited because Mark Williams played back-to-back.
that?
Although he only
Stop the presses.
He played 21 minutes and only scored 4 points.
Well, he played 21 minutes the night before. He had the 8 rebounds. And, it's interesting because he had the 1 rebound, which was key. He had 2 offensive rebounds, which were key. He went back in there. But you know what? It's growth. It's that team. Here we are, January 6th, and this is a team that it's really starting to come together, I feel. And the only thing you're waiting for now is Jalen Green to get on board.
Yeah.
And the latest they were talking about last night, they're hoping to have him back by the next 2 or 3 weeks.
They did show him going through a workout prior to the game.
And the one thing that they reiterated, and we'll catch up with Tim Kempton tomorrow at 1:30, is they'll be taking on Memphis. They'll be in Memphis tomorrow night. Is that they're putting him through the 5-on-5s, the 3-on-3.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing for the Suns staff and the training staff is how does he react the following day?
That's the key.
Can he go 2 days in a row, 3 days, and still not have any kind of aggravation? And my whole thought process, and they're talking about that last night, was like, just take your time with the guy.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, we got to get him on board. And if you're going to take that serious run and go deep into the playoffs, make the playoffs, we get it. Go deep, and then get the chemistry and how they all work together. And I think the other thing that'll be worked out is that Jordan Knott's got to get his rotation down once Jalen Green's in the lineup. So I feel very encouraged from what I'm seeing so far. And a lot of folks like, wow, this team looks like a team.
Yeah.
They're playing hard. They're playing with energy.
They do play hard.
They're never really out of a game. I think the only time we've seen them got wiped out was the OKC game, the first game that they had back in Oklahoma City. So I look at this and saw they're up by 10, they're down by 10. Came down to the last 3 minutes of the game, Jimmy B.
There you go.
And that's when all the fun started going back and forth, and you had your shot. Devin Booker, pardon the pun, had a shot at that last shot for the Suns and shot an air ball. I don't think I've ever seen him shoot an air ball.
I'm sure he has.
I'm sure, but I've never seen it. It hasn't been. I don't think it's ever been recorded on TV.
Oh, stop.
Now, I've seen him miss a couple of threes, but clankers, but nothing where he just misses the rim. Might have been a little overexcited to get the last second shot
he
back-to-back
only had
nights.
like tenths of a second available, so it was a catch and shoot right away.
Well, he had a good shot. It was a clean shot. It was a clean shot. Was it just inside the 3-point mark?
Yeah.
But he had a good shot. But I think that's the thing you're happy about, that they have at least the last shot at winning some of these games.
There you go. The Suns, by the way, have a date with Memphis. That'll be their next game before they return home to the friendly confines of the MMC.
Yeah, next game tomorrow night, Jimmy.
Tomorrow night at Memphis. That's what I said. Manuch, they still are searching for a new coach for the Arizona Cardinals. In our last segment, you ran through some of the names that are being circulated. And I think also that Connor came out. Just bust in anytime, Connor, if you see anything else breaking, because you and I poo-pooed 2 names, and then we said, okay, we're good with 2 names. That's it.
I just think that the focus is, if you're going to go after offensive coordinator, they're proven, they've been there. They've done that.
That is cool.
And I'm not in favor. I don't care if it's Robert Saleh, whoever, of any kind of defensive coordinator coming in and being the head coach for this Arizona Cardinals team. You look at there's also a lot of names, as we talked about the playoffs. You talk about Kubiak going to the playoffs. They got the bye, that being in Seattle. And I just wonder, his agent, I'm sure, is getting some calls.
Oh, sure.
When you have 6 openings. And the biggest surprise for a lot of folks is that Mike McDaniel is still the coach with the Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
But I think that guys like that are proven, that have taken their teams to the playoffs to another level, is what Michael Bidwell is going to go after. I don't want to see any no-name coordinator. I want a guy been there and done that.
Okay.
And it's interesting because
that's fair.
We had Rudy Carpenter on yesterday. A lot of the pundits. I was watching ESPN, and you're watching Fox, and all these pundits. A lot of the football guys look at the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, to a man, are a reclamation project.
They are,
but they need a new voice. Mm-hmm. They need the principal in the room. They want the president in the room of the operations for that team. They don't want the vice president. They want a guy they've all mentioned. The Cardinals need Michael Bidwell to open his wallet, pay the market rate for a former head coach that knows how to get it done, that's been successful in the National Football League. And you look at, the assistants that come in, and there have been some assistants that have done a good job. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson has done a heck of a job. But the one thing, the one thing that they all mentioned, every one of them to a man, is that those assistants that have moved on, or those former head coaches that have moved on and had success this year, is the franchise quarterback that they've got in place to build with and to deal with.
When you talk about Ben Johnson, he had Caleb Williams in Chicago. You also talked about Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, who's done a great job there, but he's got Trevor Lawrence, and he sort of resurrected his career, just like he did when he was at Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield.
Vrabel and New England with
Drake May. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, look, it can be done, but you don't know who your quarterback's going to be.
And that's the dilemma.
Who's going to be the guy?
That's the thing I read this morning. Conundrum for the Cardinals. The conundrum for the Cardinals. What quarterback are you going to build with? Who's the quarterback that you got to have that's going to be your go-to guy, whether it's a free agent quarterback, whether you trade for a quarterback. If you draft a quarterback, if you were to move up and get Mendoza, it might be a 2 or 3 year time frame before you get there. So Michael Bidwell wants to win now. Because look at the situation with Atlanta. I mean, you look at your Mr. Blanks, like you didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
You had Michael Penix, you had Raheem Morris for 2 years. You had Penix, and you had Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You didn't get to the playoffs. Key freeze there. I gave you the money to have Kirk Cousins at Atlanta.
As the backup.
Yeah. You had a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract.
Right. Yep.
But the key is for him, it's the playoffs or bust.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the National Football League. And what I heard Michael Bidwell say, well, even when you were healthy, so all you guys out there can just throw out all that injury BS that we've been talking about.
Yep.
And when they were healthy, they weren't winning those close games. That was the determining factor. Because he said in the presser yesterday, is when we had guys healthy and we were losing games with the healthy guys and losing those close games, that was a determining factor for him as an owner.
Manuch, I remember distinctly on this show when that streak was taking place, and you came on and you said, this team cannot close. And that was your solid statement after they had lost like 3 in a row by 3 or 4 points.
4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row.
Yeah,
about 5, what did they say? 5 points less. It just would crack me up to hear people say, hey, look, they've lost 7, but you know what? Hey, look, they've only lost by 1 score less.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah.
And the other thing that actually dies is, well, they had a chance. Let me tell you something. They're in the National Football League, there are no consolation prizes, okay?
None.
They're not passing out sippy cups to the losers that they do, okay? And the people just don't understand the ramification of the National Football League. But they're right there. Well, the next thing you know, you've lost, 14 out of 15 games. Mm-hmm. You've lost 9 in a row. 6 of those games in a row, 6 out of those 9 games are by 30 points or more. And you still want to bemoan the fact that, all these injuries. Yeah, we get it. But I think Michael Bidwell doesn't get it. So that's the one thing I think that I hope that people here realize that it's you can sugarcoat it all you want, but reality is wins and losses. And when you're 3-14, I saw people, maybe they give 1 more year because of the injuries. I said, are you kidding me? They're their worst record ever. They're 3-14.
Their worst
you really
record
think they're going to bring Jonathan Gannon back? Was that type of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you put lipstick on that pig and explain to your fans, well, yeah, the prices are going up 5% because we got to be on par. But you know what? We're still the lowest team in the league, but we're going to put that coaching staff and that product back out there. Are you kidding me? That's not going to happen. So I think that the hard dose of reality, hey, look, folks, it's a hard business. It is cut and dried. It is not for the faint of heart.
It's not for long.
It's not for long. It's about wins and losses, whether you got the JV team playing or you got the stars. And I think Michael Bidwell proved the point that I've been saying all season long. You cannot lose these close games, and you can't close when you're healthy and expect that coaching staff to come back. You just can't.
And I think that was the key right there. No question about it. So we'll see how it plays out. the guy who I wanted them to talk to, whoa, I'm not even going to reference it.
No.
Here we go again. Here's Connor.
So another coach just hit the block. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be parting with head coach John Harbaugh.
Oh, I'm making that call right now.
Was he 19 years with the Ravens?
Yeah,
19 years?
He's got to be.
He was a special teams coach for like 3 or 4.
Before he got the head job.
And then and he's like, I wondered about that. I mean, they've had all these great records, all this talent.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson here, left, right, whatever. And to lose on a last-second field goal miss was just it was kind of like, okay, I think ownership said, you know what? We love you. You've won a Super Bowl for us.
Yep.
You've been here for a long time. And maybe it's time for a change and make that change.
Yo,
And
Mike.
Your point, call him Michael Bidwell.
Mike.
Yeah.
Get the plane. Take off for Baltimore right now.
I just wondered about that. So there's another opening. So John Harbaugh, talk about the steady Eddie of how to run a team.
He does.
That might be your de facto right there. John Harbaugh getting let go by the Ravens.
Man, that's unbelievable. All right. Coming up, Manuch's clipboard. Yo, Mike, get the plane. Send it to Baltimore. Manuch's clipboard, the good, the honorable mention, and, of course, the ugly. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hanging out today here, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, also on the Arizona Sports app. Yo, Mike!
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Sun Devil men's basketball is heating up, and now you can build a ticket plan on your terms. With the Sun Devils mini plan, you choose any 6 home games you want, including the biggest Big 12 matchups of the year, Kansas and Arizona. Lock in the rivalries, circle the heavy hitters, or stack your schedule with weekends that work for you. 6 games, your choice, your vibes, your Sun Devils. Grab your mini plan today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Every day in Arizona, drivers and pedestrians share the road. Always watch out for pedestrians, even when you have the right of way. Make sure to follow the speed limit. Just a few extra miles per hour can mean the difference between life and death. Keep your eyes on the road at all times, not your phone. And never block or park in crosswalks. It's dangerous. Visit gohs.az.gov for more information. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Time for Manuch to do what he does best. Hold the clipboard.
As Manucci takes, slides, hit, keeps the ball 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 50, and he's hauled down from behind at the 10-yard line. Manuch was wondering would he run out of gas or run out of field, and he did a little of both.
Manuch dives into last weekend's quarterback play across the NFL. It's Manuch's Clipboard Report, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Yo, Mike, send the plane to Baltimore right now. Don't wait. Welcome back, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Yep, John Harbaugh is available. We're going to do my esteemed colleague's Clipboard Report and get into more of that in just a little bit. But you know, at this time, it is the most talked about, the most famous segment that we do worldwide, not just in the state of Arizona, worldwide. It is Manuch's Clipboard Report.
Thank you, Jimmy B. Yeah, we take a look at the good, the honorable mention, and the not so good, or I'll just put it out there, the bad. But let's not waste any more time. We go back to SoFi as Matthew Stafford was lighting it up.
By this opportunity that Sean McVay doesn't want squandered. On second down, complete for the end zone. Higbee, touchdown. On fourth down, Stafford, end zone, Nicola, touchdown. What a catch. Play action, Stafford, complete. Parkinson, inside the 5, dives for the end zone, touchdown. Fake to Corum, Stafford, end zone, touchdown. Second today for Parkinson. Stafford with his 4th.
Thank you to Fox. That's right, Matthew Stafford, as he whooped up on the Arizona Cardinals 37-20, 25 for 40, 259 yards, averaging over 6.5 yards per throw. 4 touchdowns that you just heard there. 3 of those to the tight ends, Parkinson and Higbee. And you take a good look at it as far as the receivers are concerned. 9 different receivers as far as that concerned. His accuracy, getting it together, making sure that this ball was placed exactly. And if there's one thing you see with Matthew Stafford, you see the timing, the accuracy, you see all those things that make a MVP quarterback. And I got to feel right now that those 4 touchdown passes might have, maybe, kind of, sort of, clinched the MVP for Matthew Stafford. But just running the offense, when they're clicking on all cylinders, this offense is unstoppable, even with missing a couple of offensive linemen.
They're good, Manuch. They are. I like them. I like them in the Super Bowl run.
They could the running game.
Yeah,
starting to come back around. They're a little light with that offensive line.
Right.
Their secondary needs to be shored up. I think those are some of the things that I think defensively is their secondary. But here's the thing: Matthew Stafford can keep up with that scoring going back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
The Seattle overtime game.
Yeah.
We saw a few weeks ago. I mean, that game we thought they had it won till their defense caved in. And then Sam Darnold had a hell of a drive in that overtime. But I got to tell you what, it's just a matter of going back and forth. It's whether their running game and defense can shore up. As far as my honorable mention, well, let's go to Jacksonville.
Lawrence, shot to the end zone for Washington, touchdown.
The rookie Bashal Tootin is the back. Lawrence the fake, floats it out there. It is a touchdown. It's Quinton Morris, his first as a Jacksonville Jaguar.
You think Trevor Lawrence is feeling it these days, Jimmy B?
I would think so. He's playing great.
You think he gets Liam Combs' offense by now, first-year offense? It can't happen.
Buffalo Bills fans, you better be careful.
Ooh, yeah, in Jacksonville. Well, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is my honorable mention. 41-7 win over the Tennessee Titans. 22 for 30 for 255 yards. The 3 touchdown passes, as you heard, and again, thank you to Fox. 0 interceptions, averaging 7.5 yards per average as far as completions. And when you're watching a quarterback having success, a couple things I always talk about. How many yards on average is he throwing it down the field? 7.5, 8, 9 yards. 0 interceptions. His interception rate is down this year from his past 7 years as a quarterback, having the right system, having the right coach. And also you look at, okay, is he dinking and dunking? No. That's where the on average comes in play. 9 different receivers, spreading it out to his running backs, his tight ends, and his receivers. And the other thing you look at as far as growth of a quarterback, young quarterback, and the growth of that offense is how many yards down the field on average are you seeing some of the completions? So all of a sudden this year, You're seeing with Jacksonville 15 yards the longest for that receiver, 18 yards, 24 yards, 34 yards. You see what I'm saying, Jimmy?
Yep.
It's these receivers are getting the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things when you look at a quarterback having a successful offense, obviously you got to have the run game to support that, which he does.
He does have that.
And if they're getting the ball to all levels of the football, they're getting it deep to intermediate to underneath. Those are things you're seeing a successful team, successful quarterback, and that's where I see the biggest growth for this Trevor Lawrence. As far as the bad's concerned, well, we got to take a look at the backup quarterback for the LA Chargers.
It's a 3rd and 5. And Lance from the pocket gets picked off. Off the deflection. And here we go with the run back inside the 20. McMillan is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, again, thank you to CBS as Trey Lance had a long LONNNG day in Denver. So heard those Brocker fans as there's that interception for the interception return to pick 6. Trey Lance, I'm just not seeing the growth. Maybe Jim Harbaugh is in that 19-3 loss to the Denver Broncos. He's 20 for 44. You know, he's, what is it, 45%, 40%, somewhere in there. Only 136 yards. Now, what I alluded to earlier, as far as the growth of a quarterback, getting the ball down the field, right?
Yes.
So you looked at Matthew Stafford, how he was averaging close to 7 yards on average per completion. I mentioned Trevor Lawrence. He'd average close to 7.5 yards on average per completion. Trey Lance. 3 yards on average per completion. Had the 0 touchdowns. Had the 1 interception you heard there. The other thing you look at to see if a quarterback's growing or not, he had the 4 sacks. Now, you've seen veteran quarterbacks, Josh Allen, 6 sacks against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
But that's a rarity. When you see it on average, guys getting sacked 3, 4, 5 times per game, they're not making the reads. They're not getting rid of the football. If it's not there, you got to have that time clock going off. Get rid of the ball. Take off, get out of bounds. So Trey Lance, as far as me watching him, what's been 6, 7, 8 years now? Let's see, 5 years he's been playing. Just not seeing the growth from this young man.
I'm with you.
So Trey Lance really struggling. And if Herbert goes down, boy, I got to tell you what, you better give him a lot of support blocking and running the football. So there you have it, Jimmy B.
Okay.
My good, my honorable mention, and my bad from Manuch's Clipboard Report.
Loved it as always. By the way, when it's game day in the West Valley, there's only one place to be, and we're going to join you because it's Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Wall-to-wall televisions, great drinks, and the best atmosphere around. For more info, just go to BiggsPeoria.com. That's BiggsPeoria.com. And on Tuesday, January 13th, we will be back at Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. We'll do the show there from 1 to 4, and you can come and hang out with us, have a great time. Super great food, cold drinks, the TVs, the games. It is the best sports talk in town. We will see you at Biggs next Tuesday in Peoria. Once again, that's Biggs American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Once again, we'll be there 1 to 4 with the show next Tuesday at Biggs. Mike, send the plane. Send the plane. I feel like the guy from, what was that show? The plane.
Yeah.
Send the freaking plane.
Yeah, or Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ma. Or Milo. Hey, Mike. Hey, go get John Harbaugh. I mean, the announcement's not even dry yet. Go get him.
God. Send the plane. What are you waiting for? Good golly.
Well, if you're just tuning in, John Harbaugh just released as the head coach for the Baltimore Ravens. And Laz, looking back at his career, how many years was he there as an assistant? Then head coach with 18, 19 years, 1 Super Bowl he's got as well.
Yeah, so in his years with the Ravens, he had 180 wins and 112 losses with a 13-11 playoff record, including a Super Bowl 47 win.
Wow. 13-11 playoff record. Hey, you know what goes, well, he's only 500. Guess what? He's been to 24 playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that, you go, wow. I mean, the Cardinals would angst for having a head coach like that. So I think he's just automatically moved up to the top as far as people go. So when Michael Bidwell flies to Baltimore
Send
tonight,
the plane.
you're not leaving until he signs that contract.
I'm with you.
And pay the man.
I'm with you.
If Sean Payton's making 15 to 20 million, whatever, I heard he's close to 20.
Yeah, I think he is.
And I know that's Walmart, but you can handle Michael Bidwell. You're a billionaire. Go pay that man 14, 15 million a year. Pay the man. Bring him back to Phoenix. Make the announcement Friday. You found your guy.
We are coming right back after a Sports Center update. Bob McManaman is going to join us with that breaking news that John Harbaugh out at the Ravens, and he is available. ESPN 620. Time for a Sports Center update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Cardinals have fired head coach Jonathan Gannon after 3 seasons following a 3-14 finish in 2025 that included an 0-6 record in the NFC West. General Manager Monty Ossenfort will now lead the search for a new head coach. In college football, Arizona State added former Kentucky quarterback Cutter Boley and former Colorado wide receiver Omarion Miller from the transfer portal, giving them a program major boost heading into next season. Make plans on Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 19th, to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings TPC Scottsdale for the College Football National Championship. Join the guys from 1 to 4 p.m. as they break down the biggest game of the year and get you set before kickoff. Great atmosphere, big screens, and championship-level football talk, all happening at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. Bobby Mack joins the guys next.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
Comes down to wins and losses, and there were several games in which we had a chance to win those games when injuries weren't as much of a factor, and we didn't win them. You guys witnessed those same games. I think, again, the person that can impact the wins, and you look across, again, those teams that are in the playoffs with new coaches that have turned those franchises around fast and their fortunes on the field. We just felt like when you look at how much we had regressed this year, we felt like the best option for us was to go in a different direction with the head coach.
That is the Cardinals owner, Michael Bidwell. Yo, Mike, send the plane to Baltimore. John Harbaugh's available. That brings us then to our segment. We love having Bob McManaman on the show. It couldn't come at a better time.
Talking about timing.
Yeah, really. He probably set it up so he could do this.
Use Bob's plane to go get him.
Yeah. He's probably got time. You can follow him on X at AZBobbyMac. Robert, how are you, pal? I'm sure you just heard the news about Harbaugh being available. Are you in that corner? Is a guy number one on your hit list?
Who wouldn't want him number one on their hit list?
Sure.
Yeah, he's number one on my hit list. Having two Harbaughs in the same division, are you kidding me? It would be wonderful.
Yeah, you stop and think about that. And the thing I like about Jim Harbaugh proven track record was there were 18 years, 13, 11. John Harbaugh, yeah. Okay. But, I mean, looking at his record for so many years, the consistency, they had an adult in the room. You never heard any issues one way or the other. Had an outstanding quarterback. Yeah, I would say he just automatically moved to the top of the list, Bob.
Yeah, reading between the lines, it looks like it was a mutual split.
Yes.
And I think it has a lot to do with the quarterback. And that's anybody that takes the job here in Arizona has to question what are we going to do at quarterback? How far can we go? What do we have to get for me to want to come here? Even a defensive-minded coach is going to tell you that. You can't win without a quarterback. And right now, I don't know what the Cardinals plan to do, but, man, when Stefanski got fired, I'm thinking I'd be down with that.
Yep, me too.
In Arizona, I would be totally down with that. Clint Kubiak got me a little bit excited. I mean, taking the number one offensive mind in your division, offensive coordinator, a different change of pace, again, quarterback. But Harbaugh, yikes. He can go anywhere he wants or nowhere at all and be the happiest man on the planet.
I think the other one that I threw out yesterday was Mike McCarthy. Been there, done that, won a Super Bowl.
I like McCarthy. I've always liked him.
I do too. I mean, he tolerated Jerry Jones in Dallas. I commend him for that.
Yeah.
And he tried to do all he could do. But I think the one thing you brought up there, Bob, is, okay, who's my quarterback? What's the direction? Yeah. What's the commitment from the owner? Is he going to go out and get the free agents I need as a head coach? Or we don't get the guys drafted I feel we need to draft to get my team to have the success that I had for McCarthy, Mike McCarthy, for example, in San Francisco, in Dallas, and in Green Bay. You see what I'm saying? You just hope a guy that can say,
I do.
Yeah, here's the blueprint, Michael Bidwell, Manyasa Ford. This is what we need. Trust me, I've been there and done that. And hopefully they would take their earphones on and listen to a guy like that.
Well, that would be paramount. And here's the deal. The cap money is not great right now, but there's so many guys I expect to be cut and moved on from on the Cardinals. It's going to clear up to close to $80 million cap space.
Okay.
And that's what's going to happen. Not only just to restock your team, where places where injuries have taken away some guys who aren't going to be back for a while, and replenish it. And even on defense, where they spent over $100 million, and then you got to pay the coach. And if it's Harbaugh, you're going to be paying a crap load.
Well, that was going to be my follow-up question. You've covered him ever since that you've been in town, since early 80s. You've covered this team. Do you think that he would get into a bidding war with somebody else and try to win it? Or he would only do so much, and then that's it. He's out.
Yeah, I think it's up to Harbaugh first, and whether he even wants the challenge of taking this on. Now, I'll say this. I think Michael Bidwell learned a lesson from letting Sean Payton out of the facility when he brought him in for 10 hours.
Yep.
And didn't want to pay that kind of money, which is a lot of money. Was it? I don't even want to guess. I think it was $25 billion. I don't know. And then you had compensation. You had to pay the Saints, blah, blah, blah. It was a lot at stake there. So I think he learned a lesson. So, you know what that coach has done in Denver, which wasn't that far off. And kudos to Vance Johnson. I love that guy too, and I know he's coming in for an interview here, but Harbaugh would be my choice, and I think Bidwell recognizes, look, I had a chance to snag this guy once. Here's another guy of his ilk. I can't let this pass me by. I mean, he can settle on anybody, and that's just the way it's going to be. And there's nothing you or I or fans can say about it. But I think he really ought to make a play for John Harbaugh.
Oh, I do too, and we hope he does. I'm just the Harbaughs, the McCartneys of the world. Roc and Manuch to Matt Nagy, who's, as a coordinator, former head coach coordinator, would be up that as well, too. But I just hope it's somebody that's had the experience, offensive-minded somebody. Let me just kind of nail that one there, Bob. But I think offensive-minded. But I think the other thing, too, is you're right. You pay for what you get. If you're going to bring in these guys that have got royalty, you got to pay royalty prices. You cannot go get these guys on the cheap and expect that you're going to go ahead and turn this thing around.
And you can't add to the roster on the cheap either, right?
Yep.
To get those guys.
Yep.
You've got to make a solid commitment to both the coach in terms of payment and in terms of that contract. And you don't fire them, and you just let them cook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's been brought to my attention that maybe Bidwell should bring in a CEO president that can be a bridge between him and the football minds. I strongly suggest Michael consider that. I don't think he will, but I'd love to be able to talk to him about it. And I think that's a way to help massage the fans and to kind of let Michael take a step back a bit. He loves to be hands-on. I think taking a step back would be good for him and his franchise.
I think, Bob, something's got to change.
Yeah.
Something organizational-wise.
Those are good options right there.
Needs to change.
Bring in a president. Then we'll take a step back or a giant step backward. Bring in a coach like John Harbaugh. Devote yourself on whatever you can to make this roster better. And that's where it starts and ends for me.
Bob, if they make a play for Harbaugh, and we all believe they should, and they don't get him, let's say he goes to a higher bidder, you're still not upset then at Bidwell, right? Because he did try to secure him.
Well, it goes back to the Payton thing. He had a really good chance to secure him, didn't want to pay him.
Right.
I mean, that's the prevalent theory. Maybe he was afraid of the guy. Maybe Sean Payton is an intimidating cat.
Yep.
And maybe Bidwell didn't think he could work with him. But you spend 10 hours with him in the building and you don't leave his side. You figure you get to know the guy a lot better than what you thought. And he probably knew him to some extent before that. I'm guessing it was money. Don't pin it on me, but I'm pretty sure that was the end all be all there. But I could be wrong. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable with him. Maybe he thought he had too much power.
Yeah.
So, Bob, when you look at this organization from top to bottom, let's just put that coaching thing on the side for now. You look at the holes, and obviously we'll start with free agency. We'll start with legal tampering, and then we'll go to the draft, and we'll move on from here and there. You got to imagine that the holes in Monty Ossenford, a lot of pressure on this guy to go get the right kind of cat in order to take this team to the new level. Would you not agree?
Yeah, and I thought it was a bit surprising that he's safe and sound and trusted to fix this thing that he kind of helped mess. That being said, I like the guy, and I think he's a smart guy. And, some of his picks just haven't worked out. Some of his free agents have been okay, and some of them haven't been. Mm-hmm. There were some giant misses in free agency the last 3 years, too. I can think of a couple on the D-line that one's not here, and one's not going to be here.
Sure.
And then, look, he is in a tough spot. There's no other way to paint it. But, he's got Bidwell's full support, but I think his leash is tight too.
Uh-huh.
And Bidwell expects to turn this thing around in a year, pointing to guys like Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel, other guys like that. But easier said than done. Sure. I mean, the guy with the New York Jets didn't turn anything around. He's staying.
Yeah.
But there's other guys haven't really done a lot of one and dones, right? And Steve Wilkes could tell you about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Monty's got his hands full. So does Bidwell. But I think a lot of things can be solved by starting with the right coach, and that will trickle down into the off season.
If indeed it takes a while then to land somebody, what is the Kyler Murray situation?
Monty said everything's on the table, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I guess you have to keep it on the table. I want to know what Kyler thinks of all this.
Boy, but when they asked,
he even want to come back.
Well, that's
a good point.
When Monty answered that, did he do the Michael Jackson moonwalk on the commitment for that, or what?
There was a bunch of moonwalks there.
Oh man, was there ever?
That, Bidwell's darting eyes during the whole presser.
Did he give the stare down to some of the questions, Bob?
I don't know. I think he just didn't want to be there. He wanted it to wrap up, and they cut it off after X amount of time, which was probably smart because Bidwell and Monty were getting hammered by everybody, including
rightfully
Arceo
so,
Mackey.
Bob. Rightfully so. I mean, just asking pertinent questions. That's all.
Yeah, but it was uncomfortable for those two gentlemen, and I get it.
Well, if you're afraid, go get a dog, for crying out loud. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
That's it.
I mean, seriously, come on. You're the owner.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's go, Michael. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go. If you're afraid to answer questions.
He's got a great way to reconnect with the fans who I don't think he has an inside look at from all of his time with this franchise going back to way little time as a kid. I just don't think he's a guy who gets it in terms of the diehard Bird Gang people that are wonderful freaks. You gotta love them.
Yep.
Especially the ones that are still hanging around and still spending their hard-earned money on a piss-poor pop project. What he does next is going to go a long way trying to repair some of that damage that he and his employees have kind of helped create. But it's been going on for far too long, and firing Gannon, fair or not, had to happen. You can't lose your last 9 games, 13 out of 14, whatever it was, and expect to keep your job.
I'm with you on that 100%. We'll let you go on this. We got about 1 minute left. Are you surprised that we have not heard anything from Kyler Murray?
Well, he did do a shout out to Gannon on social media.
I saw that, yeah.
And that's been about it. Cardinals clearly aren't going to make him available to anybody, but in terms of publicly speaking, if Kyler wants to talk, he knows how to do it. Heck, he could call a news conference somewhere, and we'd all show up.
Yeah.
Everybody would show up for that. But what's he going to say? I mean, a lot of this is in the Cardinals' court, and trade partners, and I'm really, but that's almost down the line to me. And you're talking about your former starting franchise quarterback, and it's like the fourth thing on my mind.
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of where we are with the Arizona Cardinals, fellas.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So I got to ask you this real quick, because I know the mock drafts will be coming up soon. What the third pick? What the third
There's nothing
pick?
else going on at all at the moment.
The third pick the Arizona Cardinals will take, as according to Bobby Mack.
Yeah. I like that Bain kid from Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I really like him. But can you sell? Can you sell like they care? Can you sell the fans on another defensive lineman?
I know.
Well, hell yeah, you can.
Damn right. Damn.
How many defensive linemen does one NFL team need before one of them emerges as a star?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any.
I love that thing, kid.
I like it too. If you can't trade up and get
You're close
Mendoza.
enough. You're close enough to make a play for Mendoza.
Yeah,
you are.
Now you're feeling me,
Yeah.
Bobby Mack.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know. Did you work with one of those two guys?
No, I did not. They should have been in the lab, but I did not.
Yeah.
I think Brock Purdy and Tyler Shuck are doing pretty good. I'll just put that in front of the resume. Say, if you come this week, get out to the lab. I will get you straightened out, get you ready for the National Football League.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not playing anytime soon, so don't hold your breath.
I'm with
Hey,
you.
I tell you what, I can make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what. So I could even get you to spin it down the road there, big fella.
All right. Well, I prefer the tuna version of all that. But
Be lighter,
You're
more
the best.
svelte, and Bobby Mack.
Thank you, man. Always good to
All
talk
right,
to
love
you,
you
Bobby.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you got it. That's Bobby Mack, everybody. Bob McManaman, Arizona Republic columnist, presented today by All City Towing. It's America's largest towing company. I should say Arizona's largest towing company. Could be America's. Where if you're stranded, you need professional transport. And All City Towing has the experience to get the job done, and they have it for you 24/7. That's right. 7 days a week, every hour of every day, 24/7. It's All City Towing. And they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. If you're looking for a new gig, here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com, search careers. allcitytowing.com. All right, when we come back, we're going to get our one call, that's all, from Lerner and Rowe, and we'll get you up to speed on our State 48 roofing. It's the call question of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, we love the game of golf just like you. We're here for golfers because we know golf like no one else. Since 1963, your local Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf has been the trusted partner on and off the course, providing reliable expertise you can count on. With over 60 years of experience and our legendary 90-day guarantee, we've always been here to help you get there. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner and Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner and Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner and Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I do think that Kevin Stefanski will wind up with another head coaching job if he wants one. I think he's going to be a little bit selective about what he chooses because, look, he just got fired in Cleveland. And so if he gets fired again in the next job he chooses for whatever reason, then the chances are he's out of head coaching chances. So you want to be very selective and careful. But I do think that the Giants and the Titans both will have interest in talking with Kevin Stefanski. I do think that he'll be a top candidate.
That is Shefty from ESPN on Kevin Stefanski. Yesterday, he was my top candidate to go after, but that is all changed right now with John Harbaugh becoming available from the Ravens. That is indeed our Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Just make one call. It is indeed Lerner and Rowe. All right, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call, a question of the day. By the way, you can get in touch with State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection before leaks hit. And it is supposed to rain tomorrow and Thursday. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. They are Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Just go online. Visit state48roofing.com. Again, that's state48roofing.com. Or you can reach out the old way on the phone at 480-268-4509. Manuch, what do you got?
And you can go to Roc and Manuch on X to answer this question, as well as on Twitter as well, too. What type of coach should the Cardinals hire? Former offensive head coach, top offensive coordinator, top defensive coordinator, or former defensive head coach, or former special teams coach that happened to coach with the Baltimore Ravens the last 19 years by the name of John Harbaugh. I did that last one right there,
I know,
too.
yeah. Send the plane.
Yeah. All right, Connor, which way the folks are leaning with the four that I gave out initially?
Well, I'll tell you what, we did not have the John Harbaugh out initially, but it did seem like that's going to be the heavy majority favor. As of right now, there is a 50-50 split, one going for a former offensive-minded head coach, one going for former defensive-minded head coach. However, none of them say former special teams head coach.
Is that a hint that we're putting out there?
Oh, man.
And Kevin Stefanski, there's also been a report he is headed to go interview with the Giants.
Yeah.
Who seem like they have no problem paying coaches. Paying coaches that they fire and paying new coaches. And I think with Adam Schefter, you heard him, coming back there with that soundbite, is that he can afford some of these head coaches with some cachet in their background, with some credit, can afford to be picky. But I think a lot of the guys like the Harbaughs, if hey, look, he may want to take a year off. The guy's making a lot of money. He might want to take a year off and just kind of chill out for a year and then dive back into it. But I guarantee you, his agent's phone's probably ringing off the hook.
I've called him 6 times.
The last 45 minutes that news broke within the last half hour, 45 minutes, it's ringing off the hook. But I think a lot of these guys that if I just hope it's a guy it's a coordinator. I know Kubiak's being looked at by the Cardinals. Like Salah, we mentioned this earlier. Some of the candidates that are here for the Arizona Cardinals that Michael Bidwell wants to go after is go after the cream of the crop.
Yes, why?
Go after the best
of the best. If you don't get him, okay, at least you tried to go get him.
And Robert Salah, okay, he does a hell of a job as a coordinator.
Yes.
Couldn't get it done as a head coach with the Jets.
He did not.
I know Kubiak's doing a hell of a job as a coordinator with Seattle. Hasn't been a head coach.
Right.
McCartney's been a head coach.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, he's been doing it for many, many years and being successful.
Stefanski.
I mean, there's guys that are out there. I like what Brock said the other day about Matt Nagy. Been there, done that. Knows what it takes. And been very successful. So Yeah, I think that the Cardinals list should be going shoot for the stars. If you have to catch one, you might just move on forward.
There you go. Manuch, where are we going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll be at the Venezia's Pizzeria in Gilbert at Cooper and Ray.
Okay.
Catch up with Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton of our campus quickies. We'll look at NAU, U of A, and ASU. Jody Jackson, the Miami Hurricane grad.
Going to be fun.
A lot of folks didn't know that. She's going to join us.
Yeah.
And then we'll catch up with Michael Banks, the former defensive end with the Cardinals. Get his thoughts on which way the Cardinals should be leaning for their new head coach.
Mike, send the plane to Baltimore. Don't even wait. Just send the plane.
Just make the offer over the phone.
Yeah.
Do a Zoom call.
Yeah, we'll come and pick you up and bring you back. Jeez. All right, everybody, we are out of here. We had a great time today. Hope you did too. Once again, we will see you tomorrow. Connor Labs, thank you guys for everything you do. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Welcome back.